With Nigeria's population oscillating around 200 million and above, the country still battles with rising inflation and poverty as the consequence. Now, in response to this increasing rate, the federal government has blamed the state governments for failure to contribute their quota of development responsibilities to the grassroots, where the major production activities take place. The Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, Clement Dagba, has said about 72% of the poverty in Nigeria is found in the rural areas, which had been abandoned by the state governors, while the worsening poverty may have reshaped the landscape of governance, social relations, and inflicted deadly blow on national security. The federal government says the state governors should have their priorities right to lift many Nigerians out of this deadly pit. Well, joining us now is public affairs analyst Muyiwa Ogunlaja. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Good morning, Mr. Sam.
Now, if you look at the monies, a breakdown of the monies some of the state governors has received so far in the past 7 years, it says derivation, 13% derivation, 978 trillion. Pari Club refund, we have $2.67 billion. Ecological fund, we have 204 billion naira. COVID intervention, 50 billion naira. Federal roads repair, 648 billion naira. And the federal government is saying that it is pointing accusing fingers at the state governors. Is the government right in this statement, looking at the monies it has given the state governors in the past 7 years?
I said that I want to commend Mr. Sam, and I want to say that someone like him now, also some of us analysts will not have any job to do for that very soon. So, that good one.
Thank you
for that. Having said that, let me tell you a bitter truth. And the bitter truth is, if the center does not hold, others will fall. If anybody is to be blamed for the poverty rate in local governments in rural areas, I think it is the federal government, not the state government.
How so?
The state governments are wrong in the misappropriation of funds, I agree. But the federal government has the power to call them to order. Was that done? Why is it just coming now, if not politically motivated? Why should we wait until we are being pushed to the wall, until we are being totally pauperized? When knowing full well that poverty means hunger, and hunger means poverty. And when you are hungry, there's something you cannot do. You allow Nigerians to be in that state for 8 years for coming out to stand out this. Why should that be condoned?
What's the underlying politics here?
I will let you know the underlying politics. He did say that some governors will collect social amount and give up to their chairman, local government chairman, who is very sure that the amount attributed to the states will actually give it to the states totally, completely. Who is saying that?
But the governors have never complained that
they will not complain.
But the problem has always been that the local governments have complained.
Yes.
That the governors have not been giving them their money. Yes. But they cannot complain loud because the governors put them there.
Yes.
If the governor puts you there, and he gives you, and before he puts you there, you know that you had no job.
Yes.
He gave you a job for the and the job means that if you have 100 million to you in 1 year, give me 50 million. What does that mean? It means that if the governor can say, take 50 million, me too. When I'm trying to take the 50 million, I will also, when I will spend 50 million, when I spend 5 million, I will say I spent 50 million. It goes down like that. So my job is to be very faithful to this man that made it possible for me to turn 5 million into 50 million. So what is going on now is the problem? Is it not the problem of the democracy itself that makes it difficult for us to have fair local government elections?
Definitely. I must tell you that until we redefine democracy in Nigeria, we keep on having this problem. How do we redefine? If you don't have a means of livelihood, you cannot contest. Let democratic principles be based on pattern appointments. part-time legislature. That you are a chairman of local government doesn't mean that you will not have any job to do.
Even if you have job to do, your part-time job could be paying more than your full-time job.
Yes.
It's politics.
That is,
so it doesn't follow that it's making part-time job make money.
No.
The part-time job could just be that I just came to collect money.
The moment you know that you have your own job, if the governor says, give me for the body, you can actually say, Mr. Governor, don't waste, sir. Instead, I would have go to my job. Because you have something to fall back on. But if people have nothing to fall back on,
when my salary,
leave that place,
Wait now. If my salary is, let's say I'm earning very well,
yes.
My salary is 1 million naira a month. Then I go there, and what is in contention is 50 million, which is my salary in almost 4 years.
Yeah.
And then I look at 1 million, I look at 50 million, and you want to say, what? People will say, you want to say, wait. There
are some Nigerians who
of 1 million. I agree with you. Look at the guy, Dan Ishe Ama, who turned down $200,000 bribe in Kano, Kasina, somewhere there. There are people like
that.
But how many in the system?
Let us encourage such people.
That is the point.
Will they be able to get into the system?
You are saying that it's the system that will do it. I'm saying that it's not by system, it's by values. We have not had the values. So you cannot legislate morality. You can't. Nobody has done it. Having the values is a function of the society. Too. And that we are all guilty. You are guilty, I am guilty. If a gentleman comes now with about 100 million and says, Ghana must go.
And moves to his local government chairman or the paramount ruler in that area and say, I want to be the next to command to you. That paramount ruler will not ask you, where did you get that Ghana must go? It will be, okay, my son, you are welcome. Fix the date and let us honor you. So, are you promoting good values then? You are not. So nobody has to find out what is happening. But the bottom line is this. There is no dispute with the fact that most governors have been very wicked to their people. I can understand what's happening in Sokoto. I cannot phantom what's happening in Bayelsa State. With the resources available, and Bayelsa becoming a second most popularized state in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I can't phantom that. So what are you saying? Suppose that these people who claim to be governors are not governors. They are just there to line their own pockets.
The man said, the governor of Bayelsa said, what will cost to do a road in Bayelsa will cost 5 times. They want to do a flyover somewhere else. And Wiki replies and says, I don't have water in my state. Don't have matches in my state. He said, my contract is wetter than yours. That's what it means. So Bayelsa's contract is wetter than Wike's. So the wetter it is, the weightier the money.
And that shouldn't be the case. I also want to commend Wike for what he's done, but I must tell you that if this did not happen, if there is no political impasse, if there is no disagreement within the PDP, will you have said all this?
Well,
so
it is something that leads to something.
So that's another one.
That's a political underlying factor.
All of them have that political game.
Nothing comes from nothing.
Nothing comes from nothing. Especially if there are no background bad belly in quote.
If you didn't kill, if Samson did not kill the lion, there would be no honey.
So truthfully speaking, Nigeria is, I think we are in trouble. About 133 million Nigerians are in poverty right now. Even in the entire world, the World Bank recently told us that almost 700 million people are about 10% of the world population poverty line, and very soon another 150 million people will join. Now, what are we doing, especially in the developing countries? The World Bank, the UNO came up with the Millennium Development Goals. The first goal is elimination of extreme poverty and hunger. And a lot of money devoted for that. How many Nigerians can afford 3 square meal a day? How many Nigerians can take what they want? The poverty is not only not having money. Poverty is not having access to what you want. Not having access to good health, not having access to good education, not having access to employment, not having access to guaranteed future. How many Nigerians are willing to stay for next 2 years in Nigeria now? Anybody between the ages of 20 and 30, the next 6 months, they want to leave this country. Because the future is bleak.
Let's interrogate poverty. We did that yesterday, especially in the rural areas. Sometimes poverty is analyzed in terms of cash in the pocket. But in rural areas, the currency is different.
Yes.
I said when you're in the village, sometimes when you want to eat,
you just go to your backyard.
If you want fish, you just go to the water. You just, the fish that they are dancing. I say,
you grab one.
Now you they go today. You pick it. Then you go to the corner. You go and cut okra. You go there, you take pepper. Then the oil that you have ground from palm yesterday, from palm nut, then you pour it together. Then you look for little condiment. You don't even need condiment. Little salt, you put it. You put water there. Soup is ready. Then the gari, that you have gotten from, what they call it, from cassava that you have ground. You bring the gari. After you've done all I used to stay beside my grandmother when they'll be frying the gari, you know. Then you make it, you pour hot water, you make eba. You have your okra and your stew, you eat it. You spend no kobo.
Yes.
You didn't go to the market. Yeah. In fact, those days going to a market was like luxury market day. My grandmother would always dress very well, say in the market. It used to be very strange to me. How do you going to go to market as if you are going to a party? You know, that kind of thing. You know, that was it, like once a week or twice a week or something like that. But so the poverty there is different from poverty in the
urban area.
In urban areas, for you to get the okra, you go to the market, you take money from your pocket. For you to get the gari, the gari don't do now. So it's different. It's a different kind of poverty.
Yes, that's just a microscopic view of poverty in the rural areas. But in that same rural area, how many of them have access to clean water? How many of them have access to good quality education? How many of them have access to medical facilities?
Yes.
How many of them have access to good shelter? How many will not start running from pillar to post when it's about to rain? Especially when you have this thunderous movement.
We saw what happened recently, the floods.
Look at the floods. So this is...
But the flood entered the urban areas too.
Yes.
You cannot
compare.
You cannot compare what happened in those rural areas to what happened in Lagos.
Yes.
It came to Abule Gbada. The following day, it was off.
Exactly, because there was drainage. There was drainage.
So why didn't they construct drainage with the money? So I'm saying, some of them are just governors to pauperize the people. And that's not good enough. Unfortunately, these same sets of people who have been pauperized, are the ones that will run after them again and go and cast their votes for them.
Because when you go to the rural area, they don't even have five naira. And then you go there and start distributing 5,000. That is gold. This man has given 5,000. He must come back again so I can get another 5,000. If it is another 4 years time.
It is enlightenment. They don't know the
they don't have
education. They are not enlightened. They don't know it. If they are to be properly enlightened, and the cards are set on the table, and they know the opportunity cost of that 5 naira and what will happen to in the next 4 years, they wouldn't.
So you think that the governors are being deliberate?
And that's why
the governor, they call it the Boko Haram governor, used to say in those days, he said, you journalists, you can write whatever you want to write. My people cannot read. So you can criticize me, the people cannot read.
You can imagine.
So that governor will have kept his people in ignorance. How would you encourage education when you know that if you give
because of the repercussion?
If you give them education, they will come after you.
It becomes opium. So the point is that in this country, we must be very careful. And aside from that, the federal government too shouldn't just do this, sit down and look. Until now, you can't wield the big stick.
What big stick can you wield? You can't wield big stick. You have to follow the rule of law. The governors don't report to the president.
They don't. But no, they don't. But there's what is called an office of bureau. There's office of statistics, and there's budget office. when you are coming for the following year's budget, you must prove beyond reasonable doubt adequate utilization of the monies given to that budget office.
No, you don't report to the budget office.
No, that must be a report. There must be a report of what happened. You can't
even if you report, it's not your duty to even report to the budget office.
No.
The budget office.
There is a budget cycle. You cannot.
You must
justify the one you have.
The budget office didn't vote you to the office. The people in your state voted
you to the office. Are the ones that should hold you to account.
They are hold you to account. But you must submit your report.
To
whom is this?
To whom? To the budget office. You don't report to budget office.
No, it's not budget office reporting like that. If you don't submit report, how would the Office of Statistics know what has happened? How do you keep reports?
It's the Office of Statistics that should go to you. You don't go to the Office of Statistics.
I can decide.
You don't go to the Office of Statistics.
I can also decide to doctor.
If I stole money, I should go and tell the Office of Statistics I stole money.
The truth is, they can also decide.
You should come and find out.
And because you don't want to, you don't want people to know.
They can also decide to doctor those figures. Don't you think? And defend it.
If they doctor, it will be on record. And days like this will now come up.
What they're trying to say is the kind of reporting that I saw that the Akwa Ibom Finance Commissioner did. Yeah. And it broke down how much they got from federal government. Said they got 186 billion. That they spent, that they got first tranche 2021 of 160, second tranche of supposed to be 41, but they gave them 26. They're waiting for it, and the money is spaced out, and that they said everything is transparent, and that they are using what they call IPSAS, International
Public
Accounting System of the United Nations, and so on, and that is what they use. So if you want to interrogate, you go there and interrogate those things that they have said. That is how it works. You're not the one you come like Delta who say that I discounted 150 billion. Who asked you to discount money from federal government? Are you Father Christmas to federal government to discount? And then you discount finish. You took a loan of 300 billion. Although I hear now that they are not able to collect the loan because they wanted the money to go to one premium trust bank.
Because
we want to know who owns the premium trust bank. The Delta State government is not talking. Who owns premium trust bank? Why are they asking the MDAs of Delta to go to a premium trust bank? Who owns it? Now because of that, we hear that loan is not coming. That's why they say the article campaign is short of
money. So the bottom line says that let all Nigerians, let us be conscious of whatever we do. Let us know that it is the generality of Nigerians that will suffer for any action taken or any inaction we have done. But now, most Nigerians, if you go to those rural areas, you will pity them.
Of course.
It is annoying. It is horrendous. It is like living in hell.
The environment is
itself. And you are in the state of opulence, do whatever you like, and your own children are going to participate money anyhow.
You need to pauperize in order to prosper.
No, don't let us preach that, sir.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what they are doing. That's what they are doing. That's what he's saying. He's not encouraging that.
You need to pauperize in order to prosper.
They should be told that there is what's called reward. There's no investment that will get the reward on. They will get the reward of their investment.
The wicked shall not go unpunished.
Go
hand join in hand.
They will get the reward of their investment.
Right here on earth.
They will get it here. They will get it later too. That's certain.
You're just wishful thinking. What of now?
But they're already getting it. They're already getting it.
The problem I always have, and I hope, and I've looked at the Bible and everything all the way that when you do wickedness to somebody, you've taken somebody's time. You've destroyed. How do you restore it?
Recover time.
It takes time. If it actually
because the time never comes back.
It doesn't.
So the thing is gone.
Imagine those children who do not go to school when they are between the ages of 6 and 12
Another question is that if somebody does so great an evil, one person creates poverty for 100 million people. How does one person pay for 100 million crime. Is it enough?
It's not.
You punish him. You put him in. Some people say somebody will go to hotel. I don't believe that there's hellfire.
No,
fire. I don't believe it. But if we put somebody there, I know. If you put somebody there, forever. How does that one? Only God can explain that.
Only God can explain.
How does that compensate or expiate the crime? Like Bokassa who killed 100 children. How do you say that man has, no matter what you do to him, okay, you beat him.
It cannot bring back those lives.
All the destruction going on in Ukraine. If you hold Putin now and you cut him into 1,000 pieces, how does that pay? Doesn't or Hitler did it. So that's what we talk about, the absurdity of evil. The absurdity of evil.
The bottom line is that we are
the existentialist movement. The court talked about the absurd. I mean, it developed after the Second World War. That people saw the killings.
Yes, as it stands, what are you saying? Are you saying that there is no way out of this?
There are ways out.
Okay,
let's
hear that aspect.
There are ways out. The first one is that accountability. Let people, let us hold our leaders to ransom, in quote.
Ransom.
I mean in quote, get it. At least come and explain to me, what have you done with our money? They are all expected to have what's called constituency offices. And they are supposed to do what's called
do they make themselves available to those meetings?
They should now.
Do we have the politics of Barabbas?
Yeah.
Is that what we have?
No.
Where the thief is
praised. And say, allow him to go. And the innocent one is condemned.
Yes.
But the point is that they are supposed to do what's called town hall meeting. They are expected to have what's called constituent services. When you go to the constituent service, people go there to collect money. Instead of going there to ask questions. Okay, what have you done with this, sir? What have you done with this, sir?
Do they give them room to ask those questions?
Do they ask questions too? They go there for money.
They are being selective when it comes to those meetings. They determine who asks certain questions.
No, no matter what there could be. Okay, I'll give you a good example. There was a press conference to be addressed by a former president of the United States, when some people have been selected to ask questions. The gentleman put up his hand and was saying, you are not on the list, but he spoke. And when he did, what happened? The place almost erupted. And they have the right to do that.
Even if the place erupted, they'll say the opponent political party that sent him. It doesn't have these facts. It just and everything is just spoiled.
So let us. That's number one. Number two, the federal government should not just give you state money and then go and sit and sleep. No, they must account for what education. Okay, as a mother, if I give my son 100 maybe 50 naira to go to school a day. When you come back, you must tell me, what have you done with that money? What is left you to do? So that is what is called monitoring.
I will have said that they should do like Obasanjo. Like a person like Obasanjo probably will go and call the governor. I understand there was one governor who came to Obasanjo one day, and he had the record of the man. And then the man entered and said, you still get your two hands? You know what? They have not cut his hand.
You told what you have done.
With what you have done. You still have your two hands? You know,
then our people too should be very critical. We should not allow this 15 naira, 5,000 naira inserted in a loaf of bread to determine our decision. Let the genuine interest of that leader be what will determine our decision. Because of the 4 years, we are going to be in the limbo. So
a governor won election based on what they call stomach infrastructure.
You see, yes, you are right. He actually created a ministry for it when he became the governor. I've never heard of that word.
I've heard of a
infrastructure.
I
have done a lot of Max Weber's theory of bureaucracy. I never heard of any department known as stomach infrastructure.
Well, the ideas always change. Max Weber lived over 100 years ago. So times have changed. Yeah?
So
and the new ideas
it keeps evolving.
Yes.
What stops that from being
a politician told the governor?
What stops that from being provision amenities? Or Ministry of Development of Rural Areas? Or Transformation of Rural Areas? Why stomach infrastructure?
A politician told the governor, he said, you are trying to do infrastructure. That's how I started. He said, no, this money is for infrastructure. I said, what of my own stomach?
See? So that's what we must try. We must do what's called reorientation of our people, especially our leaders. Let them be reoriented that, okay, this we are going there to serve. Service means taking care of humanity. If what you are doing, will that take care of the interests of humanity? Will these people see you the following year and say, that's our leader? By the time you are out of service, you are not in power, and now go back to them, how will they receive you?
Oftentimes, they don't like going back to them.
They don't even go back, except those in urban areas. I remember one time when the former governor of Lagos State went to a place as Surulere, and they told the people, anybody elected there that does not stay here again with you, don't re-elect. If you have been elected from Surulere, stay in Surulere. Not that you are elected, I'm from Surulere to Abana, Banana Highland, this Highland, Kiniko Village. Why?
I told the politician one day.
So that's it.
On election day. I said, you vote with the people, but you live with the elite. He didn't like it, but that was the fact. It was the day of election. He knew. He then remembered his constituency where he was going to vote. And then you are living in a highbrow area.
Anyway. Some of them don't even know their polling booths.
We can only hope for the best, and that people begin to speak up and hold their leaders to account.
We should start that.
And then the leaders themselves,
let us ask questions.
Should
but there's no civic, there's no really strong civic organization. All the NGOs are also being fed by government. So if you have an NGO against me, I'll set up my own NGO to counter you and praise me.
Look at what happened to ASU strike now when another body was already put up.
Well, that is another matter.
Anyway, let's leave that conversation.
That is another matter.
We must thank you, public affairs analyst Muyiwa Ogunlaja, for your time on the program. Thank you so much.